I'm not sure there's a world where you can talk about Tracker, like, seriously for long and stay sane because the second half was somehow worse. Worse, but not
Yeah.
not worse in that I think this was bad. I don't wanna say I thought it was bad. That's not true at all, but it was harder to get through the second half than it was
Yes.
to get through the first.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Well, do you wanna
Yeah. Hi, I'm Rachel.
and I'm Meg, and this is Ger Can Get It. This week, an episode that is in no way sponsored by 1-800-COLLECT.
If they gave awards for makeouts on screen or stage, this guy would get a lifetime achievement. He'll find any excuse to get right to sucking face. You honestly wouldn't believe it. Dissecting each and every kiss with tongue. There's only one conclusion to come to. It's that Ger can get it. Ger can get it.
Oh my god, they fully made Ger do a 1-800-COLLECT commercial in, like, you know they saw that and they were like, "We're done." Because after that, there were no 1-800-COLLECT commercials. That's the last one.
Yeah, I don't think the company exists anymore. I think Tracker killed it.
I mean, literally, he's holding a woman, a teenager, a tiny teenager, hostage, and the tracker, Daggon or whatever his name is, has to go, "Why are you even here?" And he goes, "Isn't it obvious? 1-800-COLLECT." It's more convenient than people think.
I I will say I have to say that, like, my favorite part of Ger's whole cadence during that scene is he rode the exact middle line between I am making a smart ass joke and this is a legitimate commercial. And so I was like, I feel like it's meant to be like a sarcastic joke, but then the 1-800-COLLECT logo just appears over and over again in the second half of the show all the time. Everyone is talking about calling other people collect. They talk about it so much. And like obviously you and I are of the age that like we have used payphones and we have made
Yeah.
collect calls. And in fact, because of the commercials and because I have a simple brain, I always used the competitor to 1-800-COLLECT, which was 1-800-CALL ATT. Because on the commercial, it was
Oh.
like sort of a sing-songy 1-800-CALLATT, which my mom was like, "That's not how you spell collect." And I was like, "I know, it's call AT&T. It's not collect. They're different, Mom. This is a different service."
Do you remember the 1010 numbers? They're like, "Call 1010-521," and then you dial your regular number, and it was like it would go to like I forget, they were different things, but like 1010 and then 3 digits.
Yeah, that sounds so familiar. Why does that sound so familiar? I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Because they were like a next evolution of collect. Because collect was mostly for, like, if you wanted to call long distance and you didn't have long distance on your phone, or you wanted to use a payphone, you could use collect, but then they had, like, another service that was like 1010. I think 1010-521 was one of them. Let me look it up while we're here.
We are old women who are used to this, is my point. And even for us, I
It's
feel like it felt
fine.
unnatural. It felt very unnatural. Like it felt very forced in.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad.
They literally, so there is a payphone in the bar. So obviously, so let me back up. We're talking about Tracker. This is part 2 of our Tracker episode.
You read the title. You know why we're here.
If you don't know if you don't understand, if you don't know this program, like go and listen to last week's episode and then like try and like emotionally handle all the things you learned and then come back and join us here. So congrats.
They
Join
were
us here
like a
now.
long distance. That's what I thought.
Was it? Okay.
1010-321 was one, and then you dialed the area code and the number, and it, like, got you long distance without having to sign up for a long distance plan, because otherwise you couldn't
Oh,
call long distance or you had to have a calling card. So then
I remember calling cards. God, are we 100? Are we immortal vampires?
the first time I traveled abroad, I had a calling card, and that's the only way that I could call. Like, every time that I went somewhere, because 'cause I've traveled a lot of different places, and every time I went, I couldn't take a cell phone because that was not a thing. You didn't
Yeah.
get international cell phones, you just went, and then
Yeah.
nobody could contact you for, like, 3 weeks, and
Oh,
they just
correct.
hoped you were on your flight
Yeah.
home. And that was the
Yeah.
best you could do, and I took a calling card, and I would call Matt with the calling card, and that's why I have
Oh.
Matt's phone number memorized, because I didn't have any other way to call it, I had to know it, in order to type, because you had to type in the whole long number on the calling card,
Yeah,
and then
yes.
the country code, and then the area code, and then the phone number, because at that time, phone numbers were only 7 digits anyway. So then you had to know the country code and the area code, which you wouldn't normally type.
Yes.
So
Oh, this is taking me back.
we are in fact 100 years
Mm,
old. Or it's a testament to how fast technology has changed. Maybe we'll call it that.
no, sure, yeah. We're ignore my gray hair and your gray hair and the fact that we remember.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely it. That's definitely it.
Yeah, mhm, yeah, it's
Can you
technology.
imagine having a TV show sponsored by 1-800-COLLECT? All I remember from 1-800-COLLECT is do you remember the advertisement where it was the guy calling after his wife had a baby, and she goes, you know, "Who should I say is calling? Because Collect would tell you who was on the other line, and
Yeah,
you had
yeah.
to decide whether you accepted the charges or not." And he said, "My name is Bob. We had a baby. It's a boy."
Yes! Yes, I remember that. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Oh my god.
And so they get the phone call and it's like, "You have a phone call from Bob, we had a baby, it's a boy?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't wanna accept the charges," because that was in the message was,
Yeah,
"We had a
you got the
baby,
whole
it's
thing
a
for free. You
boy."
outsmarted them.
Yes, yeah.
Oh
That's
my
all I
god.
remember.
We are so old.
Yeah.
I remember when I did the study abroad, they had, like, I feel like we just started having, like, portable cell phones, but you're right, our cell phones wouldn't work in France.
Right.
They would not work. So all the other kids,
You couldn't
you couldn't use them. So all the other kids went to the local, like, phone store, and they just bought little brick cell phones, and I was like, "I don't have brick cell phone money. Who do you think I am, the Queen of France? I don't have money for this." So I just did not have a phone. I just didn't have a phone. I
No.
got lost all the time. I didn't know where I was. I had to write down, like, this train comes to here at this time, and then, like, try to get to that place by writing down instructions on a piece of paper that I Googled on MapQuest, like,
Yep,
in the before times. In the before,
yep.
and, like, now if I don't have my phone in my hands for 5 minutes, I'm like, "I'm gonna get murdered and no one will know." I just lived my life. I just lived my life so
Yeah, I
poorly and
didn't
so
think anything of
confused.
it. I spent 3 weeks in China. I went all over China. I spent
Yeah,
3 weeks in Spain. I went everywhere in Spain. I spent time in Europe. I
yeah,
just went. I think I
and
called Matt twice. He
yeah.
just left. He
People
didn't
were
care.
fine not knowing where you were at all times,
Nobody cared.
and now I'm like, "Could I swallow an AirTag and would it still know where I am?" Like, the level of paranoia and stress. Although, like, it is nice to have a cell phone that will, like, give you directions, 'cause there were times in France where I was like, "Okay, I guess I live in this alley now because 'cause I'm never getting out of it because I don't know where I am. I don't know." Oh my god. I don't remember. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
we're talking about this because this show, yeah, so
yes.
the second half,
You know
they have the 1-800-COLLECT sticker on everything, and then, as you said, there is an
yes.
episode where Garrett just, like, does an impromptu commercial for them.
He fully does a commercial while holding somebody hostage. And you know who else is a sponsor for this? Palm Pilot.
Everyone is using Palm
Palm
Pilots.
Pilot, and which implies that the earlier episode where Ger video calls somebody on a Palm Pilot is part of the Palm Pilot commercial that is happening, but Palm Pilots could in no way do video calling in the way that they have him do. Can you imagine being like,
I was just thinking
"I
that.
s I saw somebody have a Palm Pilot and they did a video call," and you get it and they're like, we don't even have a colored screen. Like, how could we possibly do a video call?
I was lied to by the Alien show.
I was lied to by Alien Tracker.
I saw him use a toaster to call outer space and a Palm Pilot to make video calls, and I believed one of those things, and I was wrong about
Yes.
both of them.
We did find out what evil real estate was for. Kind of.
Kind of? I feel like, okay,
Kind of.
do you feel like you understand the plot well enough to explain it? Because I don't know that I fully do.
And by plot, you mean Zen's evil
Yeah,
plan
no,
that
yeah,
he
plot
has
with big air
enacted?
quotes.
Yeah, okay, so earlier in the season, Mel finds that notebook that her grandmother wrote about being like a stripper in a speakeasy or something, where she's like,
Sure.
"This is private, it's our privacy, we're not gonna read it," and then she
Yes,
just
reads it, yeah.
burns it in a fire? I don't, because she never reads it and figures out what it's about because she doesn't know what the triangle thing that she finds is.
But she reads that weird little poem that she's got in there about the key
Oh,
that also did
yeah.
not seem to come back in any meaningful way.
No, it didn't, because she just hangs the key on the wall, and then they forget about it for, like, 7 episodes, and in
Yeah,
the
and
meantime,
yeah,
Ger has evil real estate bought
TM.
a whole bunch of evil real estate, and the only purpose of buying all of that was to kick everybody out so he could dig a tunnel, and he digs a very deep pit, and they only refer to it as being to the core,
Yeah.
which could be to the core of the earth, could be to the core of the evil thing that is buried under Chicago, which we
But so
know
yeah.
from the ancient Egyptian maps that they found. Just like we never went back to Area 51 and found the blue
Correct.
lipstick map, we found
Yes.
the ancient Egyptian map. And so in
Yeah.
the
But
end, they decide, I think, that they can't get into it. However way they were trying to get into it,
yeah, they
they can't
can't, and they
do.
have to go under the bar.
So the only way to get to it is in the bar, which the bar has a basement. We know the bar has a basement because that's where the box came from that had the journal in it. And yet when
Oh,
Zinn and his
yeah.
cronies arrive at the bar, they dig through the middle of the fucking bar, like in front of the bar, all of it. They like walk in with a briefcase, and when we come back 5 minutes later,
There's
they
a
have
hole.
full they have full drilling equipment and like a containment that's like so much shit that was in no way it was in the briefcase. It was
Yeah,
all in
yeah.
the briefcase.
My favorite part of that is that when you come back to that scene, it looks just like they've dug a well, like it's just a great big circular hole going down. And I thought that Garrett was going to be like, all right, and like rappel down or jump down or fly down or whatever. But there's like a little floating platform in the middle. And then I was like, okay, he's going to get on the floating platform and maybe that will be lowered. But no, they give him a platform and then they're like, all right, zippity zap. And he just like teleports
He
to the bottom.
teleports. He
And then
gets
the little
beamed down
platform,
to the bottom.
yes. And then the little platform like doesn't come with him. And I was like, well, what? Is it like with a pinball machine? Did it like slide out from under him and then he zip zap down? I don't. So, okay. This is one of the many things I'm like deeply confused about because they have 2 separate ancient Egyptian maps of Chicago, TM.
Yes.
And so my thought was like, okay, if the map shows exactly where underneath Chicago the I don't remember what it's called, the brack, the device, the gun, the scary space gun,
Yeah, the Brock,
where
the
that
BRAKK, because it
yes.
broke stuff. He'll brock everything. He'll brock the universe.
That feels like exactly why they named it that. I think that is correct. But like
Exactly.
so I'm like, okay, if it tells you where that is, why are you buying all the buildings around it? And like, were they trying to go straight down from those buildings? Were they trying to go like down and to the right to underneath the bar, like from the side, and then like do like an L and then down? Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you buying around there? Was it so that people wouldn't hear the noise of you digging a hole? Because you dug a hole between a commercial break and nobody apparently heard anything. You just dug a hole to the center of the earth and it was like real quick. And then I was like, okay, so Ger is Zinn, the bad guy. He gets the gun, he monologues, because that's what he does. And he's like, okay, I got this gun, which can destroy everything, but I want it just kind of as a threat so I can go back to my home planet of what, Varda, I guess, if he's a Vardian.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to Varda and I'm going to have my kill everything gun and I'm going to go, well, I guess I'm in charge now. And everyone will go, yeah, I guess you're in charge now. You're the guy with the kill everything gun. So did he just, they talk about the wormhole like it was like a test, but they're like, we sent through as a test. Well, then what was with the other like 216 people and one dog? Like what was...
And one dog.
Was that just to distract Daggon? And what was with all the stuff about everyone being like, Daggon, you used to be our bro and now you're not our bro and we're real sad about it? And like what, like I feel like nothing came out of that and the whole plan. I feel like is it just to distract everybody, or like was there some greater plan with having all the other aliens running around causing mischief? And then when Dagon's like, hey, if you try and bring this gun back through the wormhole, it will probably blow up like the entire earth and it might like kill you too. And it might kill like you might not even get home. Ger's like shrugsies. And I was like, What?
He
What?
had it so good on Earth. Why do you need to go back and take over Varda? Give him another month and he could take over Earth.
You had almost all of Chicago. Like,
He's running like a multi-million-dollar corporation by the end of this, because
correct.
I think it's important to note that you watched yours on Amazon Prime and
Which is the wrong order. Yeah.
I watched mine on Tubi, and you watched a different order. So you had already watched the episode with the teenager. I just watched the episode with the teenager because it's later in the version that I
Yes.
watched.
Yeah.
And in that one, he's acting as a TV producer. And so
Correct.
she has to go meet with him because she's performed a miracle and he wants to do a special about her. And he ends up like 2 fucking inches from her face. He's like, "Hey, I want to do your TV shit." And she's like, What? What?"
That
And
episode was
like
so uncomfortable.
and the mom plays in Forever Night. She's the head of the like TV dating service in Be My Valentine. And she is the
Oh,
dominatrix from, I think, False Witness.
that's the same person? What? Oh yeah, you said you were
Yeah.
going to give us a whole list of all the Forever Night people, but
Well,
before we do
that's
that,
the one I know. That's the one I know for sure right now. Because when he's like face to face with her, he's already been in 2 episodes of Forever Night with her, at least 2 episodes of Forever Night. And so you can see she's trying not to crack up. She's like, and he's like 2 inches from her face, like, and it's like filming from behind his head, so it looks even closer. He looks like he's
yeah.
breathing into their nostrils. He's like,
Well, he might be. It's sort of a patented Ger move. Which, okay, I'm glad you brought up that episode because at the end they bring up, why can't I think the teen girl, what's her name? Lar something.
Lara?
No,
Laurel?
she had like an
I know
alien
who you
name.
mean.
I don't remember. But the teen girl that was Adrian Paul's character's secret prison girlfriend.
Yeah.
They bring her up and they're like, she gave up her powers and so she's fine. And I was like, did she? I don't recall anything in that
She
episode.
did.
Okay,
She
explain to
did.
me. What, how,
Okay.
what? What, how,
Because
what?
remember he gets shot with this, remember, because I feel like every episode with Sin, he has a new secret weapon that is designed specifically to stop Daggon,
Sure.
whatever, Cole. And
Cool.
so in that particular episode, he had a special magic beam weapon that he could shoot him with. And well, could shoot anybody and kill him, but it was like a laser gun that looked like a gun. Anyway, he shoots him with
Oh, yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
and he
And then she
goes to
heals him.
he's like dying, and so she heals him and brings him back. And it uses up all of her life force, or almost all of her life force. So now she's basically human, which is why he's like, there's not even any point for me to collect you anymore because you're like not even alien anymore. And it's going to take years for your life force to regrow.
That's right. Okay. I remembered her being weak. I didn't remember it being like the same as not being alien anymore, but that explains. So at the end, this show is the stupidest ending. I can't even, so stupid. Okay. So the second to last episode. So, okay. Let me back up 12 times. The order, if you go to the Tracker Wikipedia page, it lists the episodes in the correct order. Tubi apparently has that in the same order. The order on Amazon switches the Fever of the Hunt, the only two-parter. It switches it and makes it much, much earlier. And then I think episodes like 6 and 7 or 7 and 8, one of those, like they just reverse them. So it's like they got it almost right, and then they just fucked around in the middle, which is very weird because you end Fever of the Hunt with them coming back from
It's fine.
fighting an alien pretending to be Jack the Ripper, which we will address. Do not worry. We will address that.
Oh my God.
They come back and it's like the temporary girl taking over the bar is like, oh no, and then hangs up the phone. And I was like, oh shit, is there something going on? And then in the Amazon cut, it goes back to like regular episodes where they're in the bar and like nobody cares, everything is fine. In the correct order, that two-parter is right before the sort of the 3-part like finale. But even that I feel like doesn't matter because at the end of Fever of the Hunt, like I said, the girl is like, oh no, something bad's happening. And then we go back into the breach, which is like nothing has happened with the bar. The bar is fine. And we have to go back into the secret government facility where Ger is making googly eyes at the lady scientist. I love a characteristic, and I feel like they gave him one episode with one adult human female, and he was like, "Gonna do what I'm gonna do,"
He was
and I
like, I gotta do it. I'm sorry.
I love
Woman? Woman?
every other episode that he's in, which is very few. It's him and like other men and male characters, and he briefly meets the male character, but he's just grabbing her by the back of the neck and telling her to shut up. So it's not, there's not a lot for him to do. And then this one
Yeah.
episode, they have him with a lady scientist, who's helping him find some files that apparently help him figure out where some other files are hidden. And those files tell him like how to beep boop downstairs to the center of the earth where the secret brack gun is. None of it matters. None of it makes any sense. But he gets to be with the lady scientist looking over files, and he is smiling at her. And I'm like, sir, you're the bad guy alien. Remember, you're an evil real estate alien. That's your whole motivation is evil real estate and also
Evil real
science.
estate. And he's like, yes, but evil real estate and women? Evil real estate ad because she holds up a folder and she's like, "Oh my god, look, there's like blueprints of this tunnel that goes down to a secret chamber. Isn't that cute?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll hold those. I'll hold them." And she's like, "Okay."
He does like a 50% mix of horny fingers and evil monster hands. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't know you could like combine those two skills, sir. But look at you, you did.
That's range.
That is
Range.
Oh,
He had
poor
so
Ger.
little to do in this episode.
Yeah,
And
like
in any part, the most he does is in the second to last episode.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they finally get down to the, I guess, like you said, the center of the earth, and there's a big vault, and they use Mel's grandmother's triangle, which, okay, here's the other thing that I'm like, what were you guys going for? So in the grandmother's diary, there's like a little poem that has to do with the key. And then apparently on the triangle itself, there is ancient Vardian writing, which says something else about the key. But these are like not the same thing. They're just random, like random phrases that both happen to mention a thing being a key. Like, okay, I get it. The triangle is a key. There's a lock. This is a key. Like, great. But you gave me a poem. Like the poem, I feel like normally in these things, like the poem helps you solve something. Like
Right.
there's some what's the word? There's some obstacle between you and the door, and so the poem on the key tells you how to get over the obstacle to get to the door, or like there should be something. No, but it's just like blah blah blah. Flowers are blue, grass is green. This is the key, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Well, I don't know why you gave me a whole poem for that.
Grass is green. This is the key.
I mean, that's kind of the vibe
Yes.
of it. Like, what is the point of this? There's no point. And then I was like,
Yeah.
well, maybe that's like a poetic earth translation of the writing on the key. But no, that was like an entirely separate thing, which also like didn't give us new information. Just this is the key, and here's something else saying it's the key. Were you paying attention? That's the key. I'm like, okay, yeah, I got it. Thank you guys. Thank you. So then we get to the center of the earth, and then Ger uses the key and like a bunch of other like fun toys that he's had this whole time that like never really made an impression on me. Like one thing has, I don't know, it's like a little metal stick, and then there's like little wings that come up off the side. He's like, bloop, 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 bloop,
Well,
bloop,
there's that
bloop, bloop.
episode where the guy sneaks into the bar and he's like scanning shit with it because
Yes.
Garrett went to all this trouble to get the evil real estate. And he dug the tunnel, which you were asking, like, what was the point? And there
Yeah.
wasn't one, which is fine because they find the tunnel and they're like, oh no. And it's not a tunnel, it's a pit. He's just digging straight down. It's not like,
Yeah.
it's not like a tunnel. And they kind of imply that like they got there, but they can't get into it from the angle that they dug into it. So they can't like fully dig it out from that direction. For some reason, they have to go in through the bar, and it kind of feels like they got word that they were canceled, and they were like,
Yeah, we got to wrap this shit up.
I don't know, maybe he's just got to go in through the bar, I guess. I don't know. And
Yeah.
so they get anyway. I don't remember why I started talking about the evil real estate again.
I don't know either. I don't remember.
It's as much of a plot as there possibly could be. Oh, You were talking about, like, the scanning thing, because at
Yes,
that
the
point,
little device.
they're
Yeah.
like, maybe the evil Brocking device, that Brock stuff, is in the bar, and we can just, like, scan for it, and so he's, like, scanning their bedroom for some reason, and then
Yeah.
she finds it later, and she's like, "Hey, is this a pen?" And she sticks it in the pen cup, like she doesn't live with a fucking alien and didn't want to clarify that this was a pen before she stuck it in the pen cup.
And we already have a thing that looks like a pen, but was in fact an alien eyedropper full of
Right, this
alien
would not be the
like
first
MDMA. So
not be the first not a pen that we have interacted with.
correct.
Just like it's not the first not a Palm Pilot that we've
Yeah.
interacted with.
The
And
things
then
I feel yeah, sorry. I feel like that's the main characteristic of Mel to me is someone who is presented with really crazy shit and she's like, "All right." And I'm like, "I need you to be a little more curious. I need you to be just like 10% more curious." Like there's a crazy naked screaming man and you're like, "All right, get in the car." No.
yeah.
No. There's like a bunch
It's
of
like,
like alien pens. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No,
Yeah.
you're like not phased by stuff that should absolutely phase you. And spoiler alert, she will later learn, like I predicted, that she is part alien because grandma definitely fucked an alien. And we don't learn anything about it except that she can use um Adrian Paul, Daggon, his little alien collector thing. And apparently
Yeah.
only a Ceronian, which is racist, only a Ceronian can use
Well,
the
it's
little
'cause he's an
collector.
energy being, come on. He's made up of polarities,
I am
which we
so
find
upset
out
by that. I am
which
so
we
upset
find
by
out
that.
at the end because they develop that gun that can only kill Saronians. It doesn't even kill them, it just, like, robs them of their powers, and so they bring
Yes.
that guy in, and they're like, "So there's only 3 Saronians, right? There's you and Cole and the other lady, and the other lady is so weak sauce now that we don't give a shit about her, and we're just
Yeah.
letting her live her life?" We're letting her live her life even though we're evil? And he's like, "Yes, correct, I'm the last Cerrone," and he goes, "Good," and then he shoots him with the thing, and he's like, "Do you have any powers anymore?" And the guy's like, "No," and he's like, "Great," and then he pulls out an
A
actual
regular
gun,
gun. Yeah.
shoots him with it,
I very much enjoyed that. I very much enjoyed that he's like zip zap with the alien gun and then, "Hey, cool, you're totally human now."
and then Nestov, who is still not actually Nestov, by the way, shows up at the bar and is like, "Oh, by the way, Zin has invented this magical gun that will rob you of your powers." And Cole's like, "Let's go get it." So they just walk into Zin's office, open his safe, take it out, and then go back home with it. And they're like, "Woohoo, problem solved." And then Nestov shoots him with the gun, ties him up, threatens Mel, ties her up, and then goes downstairs and starts, like, breaking shit in the bar, lets Zin in.
And dancing nude.
Yes, and doing the risky business thing with
Yes.
Tom Cruise, yes.
It felt like the
For
show was like, "We haven't had someone's balls out in 2 episodes.
this is
Who is it?
unacceptable.
Who's it gonna be? Come on, Richard Yearwood. Come on. It's your
I know,
time."
it's you're on, man. And he lets Zin in, and Zin's like, "Cool, are they all dead?" And he's like, "Yes." And they're literally just upstairs, and they break out immediately, and then they spend half the episode planning Zin's demise upstairs because Zin is so evil, he doesn't go up and just kill Cole while he's helpless.
Well, didn't they distract him, but like the stupidest way, because Zin sends a bodyguard, like a killer, up the stairs, and then like halfway up, Richard Yearwood's like, "But look, I got stuff," and then Gare's like, "Yeah, fuck it, I don't care anymore about the tracker, the only man who could possibly stop me. Whatever, go dig your giant hole to the center of the earth." And they're like, "Okay,
It's
guys."
fine. I know, and then he goes down, Zin goes down by himself, and then so they come down and systematically murder everyone in the bar,
Correct.
and then they're gonna kill Nestov, and Nestov's like, "What if you didn't kill me?" And they're like, "We didn't kill you last time, and then you double crossed us," and he's like, "I am actually triple crossing Zin because I was pretending to work for him while actually working for you, while pretending to work for him while still actually working for you." And they're like, "You make a compelling argument," and then they just go with it.
I
They're
was
like,
so
"It's fine."
I was impressed for 1 minute when they had him double cross because I was like, you know what? That's actually like well played, like the well thought out. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
love that they're like he double crossed because he's the kind of alien that is not trustworthy, just inherently. You know how some people, because of the thing that they are just not trustworthy. And I was like, I don't love the little bread. I don't love what you're doing. I don't love how I don't love that. But I do like that they're like, okay, he's a thing that's not trustworthy, but he's gonna work with him. And then there's a couple episodes where it's like, how are you getting all this information and Zin hasn't gotten
Yeah.
on to you? That's sort of interesting. And then towards the end, he will try and like lead Cole the wrong way. And maybe it's not on purpose. Maybe he's confused, but like maybe this is part of the double cross. And then when it's revealed, I was like, okay, I didn't suspect it, but I feel like you laid some breadcrumbs down for me. Like I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Good job. And then
Yeah.
they're like, "Ha ha ha. No,
Psych. Yeah.
I'm actually a good guy, but maybe I'm a bad guy, but maybe I'm a good guy now." And then
That pissed me off.
he has to travel down the same route that Zin took. And he's like, "But I don't know what it will do to me." So he takes the legs off of a metal cocktail table and then jumps head first into the hole while
Correct.
they then teleport him down.
Correct.
So that when he lands, he has to, like, throw the cocktail tabletop. He's like, "I have a plan," and then he just grabs the top of a metal cocktail.
I have to say, I did not expect any of that because, again, when Ger goes into the hole, he's standing on what could be the top of like a stool, like a tiny little
Yeah.
white disc. And so when you have Cole taking the legs off of a table, I was like, okay, that's your disc that you will stand on. Nope. Like you said, he just grabs both edges of it and then flings himself face first into the fucking hole. And I was like, what?
It's a shield to protect his polarity from the energy transference
Yeah.
beam
Oh,
thing.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Beep
and
boop
then they get
science.
down there, and it's just a room, and they're like, "How can we get in here?" So they're like Zin tries the door, it doesn't open, and then he looks down, and there's just a little square nut, and he takes the key and sticks it on there and rotates it, but, like, you could have opened it with a wrench, like, it's not really required.
The ancient aliens did not have wrench technology.
They were like, "This is undefeatable. You have to have a thing with a square-shaped hole in it to be able to get in here. This is foolproof."
Can you imagine? I want the crossover sequel where like some random plumber with a wrench accidentally like falls into the wormhole and goes to Varda, and everyone's like, "What's that?" He's like, "Wrench," and they're like, "Oh my god, the technology!
What?
We've never seen anything like this. You are our king now."
You can open so many doors. There's so many doors that have been locked forever because we lost the key, and now you can open them. I have a question.
Correct. Yes.
Is it a characteristic that Ger has to open a stupid lock that is in no way opened in the way that it shows it being opened?
I'm gonna say yes.
Because he had to do that in Frankie Drake, because he had to take the rings and, like, lay them in that
Oh
circle,
yes.
and then just, like, spin the circle, which the rings clearly didn't unlock anything.
I'm dead.
You could have just turned the circle and it would have been fine.
That's a new honorary characteristic. I was gonna say it's a
Mhm.
characteristic of him to end a TV show locked in a vault outside of time and space. But you are also correct that to get into the vault outside time and space, he has to do something really stupid that clearly does not do anything, and he has to do it with such fucking purpose.
Yes.
Oh my god. But yeah,
And
I was
then
thinking
scream,
yeah.
like, "No!" and then
Yes.
shut the
Yes.
door.
Yeah, he does such I feel like people must be hiring him like at least half the time for the dramatic no scream because he
Mhm.
does that twice in Dracula. Once when he's
Yeah.
locked in the tomb by the circle of salt or whatever it was on
Yeah.
St. George's Day, St. Swithin's Day. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's St. George's Day. And then at the end of Dracula, when he's dragged into the vault outside of time and space, which is inside a fireplace by Geordie Johnson, aka Dracula. He has to do the scream again, and he gets locked in there. And that's sort of how this ends too. He's locked inside the vault. So they're fighting. Ger's character Zin and Adrian Paul's character Daggon are fighting over the gun that can destroy shit, which has an admirable number of beep boop lights on it. So good job, prop guy. You really you went all out.
And they have to do, like, slow motion. This is not The Matrix, but we're trying to be The Matrix.
The fighting.
Like,
Oh my god.
flying at each other. It's so bad. It's
I
so bad.
I will say that I think it's really funny. So Adrian Paul, from what I know, he's like a martial arts guy, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't know that from the first like 11 or so episodes of this program. Like I feel like when he fights, he's not doing a lot of martial arts things. The most he does is he has his little clicker that people use to count how many people are entering like a sporting event. But apparently
Yes.
that's what he uses to suck souls out. So like the most he does in the first half, I feel like, is he takes his little clicker and he does sort of a Power Rangers arm move and then like hits you in the chest with his little clicker and then goes click and your soul comes out. Like that's as much as he
Yeah.
does. I feel like in the second half they were like, oh wait, doesn't Adrian Paul, isn't he mainly known for being a martial arts guy? And someone in the writers' room was like, oh yeah, I think he is. And so every
Mhm.
other episode after this is like you said, it's sort of half Matrix, half his moves that he did in Highlander, sort of half like Kung Fu the Legend Continues. I realize that's 3 halves. I didn't do math in school, but
No, it's fine. He is 150% doing shit.
right, I feel like it's like so much hurt, rah, and then like flipping upside down with like wires and shit. Like it's not even regular martial arts, it's martial arts like with wires and weird camera angles, and then that thing where they like add like a blur trail after you as you fight, so it's like you
Yes.
throw your fist out and it's like no 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 like after your arm. Like there's so much happening in the second half, and it's really funny because it literally there's none of that in the first half, and the second half they're like, well, I mean, we might as well get what we paid for. Hey, Adrian Paul, do
Yeah.
a bunch of sick flips, man. He's like, all right. And then he like punches the souls out of them. I don't know. I thought it was so funny because you're right. At the very end, so he and Zin are fighting over the gun, and the little door to the room where the gun lives, I guess, is slowly closing. And so they're fighting, and they're making Garrett do like Matrix bullshit, and they're speeding him up and slowing him down. And I was like, "Sir, I love you. I love you so much. I will watch you in a fight scene. I will watch you in a love scene. Whatever you want, I will watch. All right, I will pay the money. I will watch. This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Is this another scene that needs the yakety sax song put to
Oh,
it?
you know what? You know what? Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted.
It
Like,
really feels like it would improve it
it would.
overall.
It.
And then this
Yes.
whole time he's all like, half the reason why he can't just run up and take somebody's soul is because it hurts. It's like traumatic. And so he has to like warn people and be like, it's happening. I'm taking your soul. So he's supposed to be like compassionate, law abiding guy who's literally just a prison guard, but somehow got hired to go bring all these people back.
Yeah,
And
this
then
seems
he
outside his job
literally
duties.
locks Zin in this room to
It
die
is. It
alone.
is so. It is. It is intense. It is so. That's the characteristic. It's you're in a show that like does not have this level of drama, and then Garrett's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Are they locking me in a hole? Fucking raising the roof, raising the level of drama. I'm gonna scream like my ass is on fire. Ah! And the door closes on him. And then
No.
I love your Gare nose so much. It's my favorite thing.
Thank you.
Is accurate. So yeah, so the door closes on him, and I don't remember who mentions this, but like we know at this point that like this door can only be opened the one time and can never ever be opened again and will be sealed for all of eternity. And I was like, even if you in your alien form, even if that like doesn't need air or food or water or anything, if you can just like chill out, you'll be chilling out to the end of time. And
Yeah.
also you will be in a body that is a human body that is going to die of starvation real slowly in this weird lit
Yeah.
up hypercube space outside of space. Like I just
Which may or may not be by the core of the earth. Hard
correct.
to say. Yeah.
Correct. It feels like a lot of the sets in Angel where they were like, we need something like spooky and otherworldly. And they were like, what if, hear me out, empty room. Big empty space, you can't see the
Big
walls.
empty room with a chamber in it. And they're like,
Yes.
I mean,
And maybe like some spooky sort of glowing lights over there where you can't see them. Maybe it means hellfire, maybe it's alien light bulbs. You don't know. You don't have to know. Cool. Yeah.
I don't
And they
think
had
we ever know what the key says because the key has that ancient Vardian on it.
yeah, don't
And
they only
that's
get a
why
couple of words and then they're
well
like, I don't
they
know.
go to that's the whole insane asylum episode, which we always had to have the
In the 90s,
hero
yeah.
sneaks into some sort of closed community because like faithful followers, Forever Night had faithful
Yes.
followers. And then this one has the I've snuck into the for lack of a better word, insane asylum, because that's what it is, because it's the 90s and that's what they're
Yeah.
calling it. And then he saves everybody in there by like helping them learn the power of friendship.
You're not wrong. That is, yeah. He teaches them friendship. He fixes a guy's Walkman, and then all of the patients / inmates are like, he's our hero. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't. This is as
I
sensitive as maybe we could have expected from 2001, so I'm just gonna take it with a grain of salt. And
I have to say, I am deeply impressed with how much, like, sad compassion Adrian is trying to give to every interaction. Like, "I'm sorry you don't live in a" and he keeps inserting social commentary. Like, they go to the hospital for that one lady, and he's like, "What why can't you just go?" And they're like, "Well, she doesn't have health insurance." And he's like, "You don't just provide health insurance for people? That doesn't make any sense." And then he's like, "Why do you have people that don't have homes?"
yeah, I do like that they were like 90% stupid, 10% insightful commentary. And I'm like,
Eh.
I appreciate it. It feels wildly out of place here.
I
But
wanna take this character of Adrian and drop him into Highlander, because in Highlander, he ends up feeling, for the most part, wildly unaffected by the world around him. Like,
yeah.
yes, I'm 450 years old, but I'm still a fuckboy, and I kind of am never gonna grow up. I'm just gonna kinda always be a fuckboy, and then in this one, he's like, "What if I lived in the world and the world affected me and changed me? What would that be like? Let's give that a shot."
Yeah. No, I do, and I do appreciate that it does feel like his character grows and changes a little bit. Sometimes I still struggle a little bit with like what he knows and doesn't know and like his dialogue and his personality, because it seems like he's mostly this aloof alien, and then he like has moments of compassion, but he's like mostly like I'm here for my job and I'm going to like play with your microwave a little bit. And then every once in a while it's like, "Hey, I'm a guy that makes a joke." And I'm like, "No, you're not. You're not a guy that makes a joke. Don't
No.
don't don't try it." And
I
then he
mean,
goes
and
back to being like aloof again, and I'm like, "What?" Like, and then he'll like know expressions, and then he'll go back to like not knowing what words mean, and I'm just like, "You're just, you know what, just like make him like pick up a dictionary and lick it or whatever, and then he like knows
yeah.
words, and then we're done with it, we can move on. Like, can we just."
We can be done with it, yeah. I did like the carry through of the I use tiny appliances for reasons that never were intended for that appliance. Because even in the second
Yes.
to last episode, when he finds out that there's that secret gun and he has to go find the gun, he's like, "Okay," and he runs up and grabs her toaster, and she's like, "Oh, please, not my toaster." And he's like, "Mel, I have to find the gun," and then he grabs her blender and runs off, and she's like, "I like that blender."
I was surprised that she had any appliances left at that point. I assumed that she was just gonna be like eating cold cereal for every meal because she had
Mhm.
no appliances left that could cook any food. But I this show, I feel like, okay, so at the end, so this scene where Zin gets captured in the space beyond time and space, you're gonna think it's the finale. It's not the finale. It's
It's
the
not the
episode
finale.
before the finale. And then I feel like it's the very end of that episode or the beginning of the next one where they're like, "Well, okay, like you got Zin and that's cool and like 30 guys, but there were 218 total, so like you still have more shit to do." So I was like, "Oh, okay. That can be like it seems weird to get rid of the big bad, but you still have all the little bads and like that's what all your episodes are about. So like cool, that'll be like if you had a second season, that's what you would do." But they didn't have a second season. So the finale episode is literally um Dagon like waking up and being like, "Oh hey, the wormhole, it's opening up and it's only gonna be open for like 2 hours." And I was like, you seem surprised by like, did you not have a bus ticket back to space? Like, did you not have I'm so confused about how he even gets to Earth now. I thought originally it was like he turned on the wormhole and went boop boop and then like popped through it and was gonna boop boop like back to Siron. But no, it's like I think Zin's character maybe made the wormhole the first time, and that's why he sent Ree through as like a test.
Yeah, I think he opened it and sent Ree through, and when it worked, he shuttled everybody, well,
Yes.
218, because there's like 10,000 inmates
Yes.
at SAR top or whatever. So he just 218 of the best and the brightest, he shuffled through,
Yeah.
which then why include ones that don't like you? But whatever, it's fine. And
It's
then
weird, right?
in the last episode, he's like, "I can open it again, but only for like an hour."
And then like never
In
again.
in in 1 hour. So, like, in 2 hours, I gotta leave. And she's like, "What about everybody else?" And he's like, "Oh, I figured out how to get them all at once."
Yeah, no, yeah, I control A, and it turns out I can suck all of them into my pinballs.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm like,
fine. And then
you didn't this entire time you were like one by one, and then it turns out that you spent 5 minutes 5 fucking minutes, you could have gotten all of them like all at once. Which, to your point, because we were obviously like live chatting this while we watched it, because this show
The
oh,
second
what's the
half
word? Wait,
required hand-holding for sure. I was like,
correct.
"I'm gonna die."
Emotional. Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
see that moment?
The Jack the Ripper episode almost killed me.
Well, it's a two-parter that doesn't merit being a two-parter. But wait, but okay, let me get the ending, and then we can talk about all the fact that like it felt like the second half of this show was a lot of like, what trope haven't we hit yet? The mob, all right, mob episode. Jack the Ripper episode. Like they just go into an insane asylum, Control F, like let's get that episode out. And I was like,
Yeah.
you were hitting all the things. But so it ends with him. He like gets all of them, puts them in his little space pinballs. He's going to leave. Mel thinks he leaves. Apparently he does leave. He gets all the way to his fucking planet. He dumps off he empties out his little collector. And then he's like, I think I actually like Mel. It's much cooler there on Earth. And then he shuttles his ass back within the like hour window. Like you said, within the hour window that he has before the thing closes, which like somehow everyone can open wormholes, but no one can open wormholes. Like I don't know, but
You are underselling this episode.
I'm sorry, please. Well,
Because first he's gonna gather everybody, and then he's like, "Oh no, there's a corrupted soul." And then they're like,
let's
"Who
do
could
the
it
recap.
be?" And then they go, "Is it the women?
I was so mad about that.
Is it the women because they're so hormonal it would corrupt the soul?" And I was like,
That is exactly what they say.
"Could it be?" That's exactly
Yes.
I did not
Yeah.
exaggerate that. That was
Yes.
pretty much a quote.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he says, I have all the pinballs, but one of the pinballs is corrupted, and if I try and shoot myself back through the wormhole with a corrupted one, I don't know, bad shit will happen. I don't remember. Do you remember? Like
Yeah.
it'll blow up or something?
No, I just can't do it
Bad.
for
I can't
whatever
do it.
reason.
So he's looking through,
It
and he's
bad.
yeah. So they're like trying to figure out. They're like, okay, instead of me sitting here and clicking on 218 of them, which I would like to argue you could have clicked on 218 of them pretty quickly, but like whatever. So they're trying to
He
figure
didn't
out
even
like,
have 218 at that point. He just had the ones he'd
oh
already
yeah, he had like
collected.
30. He had 30. He could have
Yeah.
clicked on them so quickly. But he's trying to figure out, he's like, let me logically deduce which one could be fucked up. So at first he's like, maybe it's the guy that had the sex disease, and they click on him. They're like, no. They're like, maybe it's this guy. No. And then he's like, maybe it's one of the female ones. The ones, sorry, was it the female ones or the ones in a female body? Because those
The
are
ones
different.
in a female body.
The ones in
Yeah.
a female body. Because, women, their bodies be weird, and they have all kinds of hormones, and that could fuck up an alien soul. You know how
Yep.
you are, ladies. And I was like, the fuck? Really? Really? And Mel's like, yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Our bodies are
You're
weird.
correct.
I bet
Yeah, no.
yeah, I bet they would mess up an alien soul.
I feel corrupted right now. Mhm.
I was like, am I on the side of Zin now? I think I'm on the side of Zin.
It's so dumb.
Fucking blow up this planet. I don't care. So then I think they end up figuring out it's one of the two, was it Orsusians? One of the twins, because they're like, we only have one of the twins, and that makes them all jacked up. And I was like, okay, so it had nothing to do with women's bodies. You just decided to be like, maybe bitches be crazy, maybe. But sorry, continue.
Yep.
Continue.
Okay, so then something happens and his computer isn't working, so he gets under his computer and jiggles a wire, and it shoots him in the face with like an energy beam. And he's
Correct.
he's like, "Who am I? Who are you?" And I was like, "Bold choice. We are 15 minutes into a flashback episode because every single ball we had to go through like a good 30 to 5 minutes, somewhere between 30 seconds and 5 minutes of that episode got
Correct.
replayed.
Yeah, to teach you the whole series.
So we're in it. We're like 20 minutes in it, and he's lost his memory. And I was like, this is not a long episode. How is this how it ends? Is he going to end with his having no memory? He has no memory for like fully 10 minutes. That's
Correct.
it. She's like, "You're Cole." And he's like, "Oh my God, you're right. I remember everything now."
That feels
And
correct. Yeah.
just long enough for her to explain her backstory to him. And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, okay. I got it. Thanks for all those flashbacks," which I could not have had organically otherwise. Isn't it lucky I remember everything now? Meanwhile, there's like a timer counting down how long the wormhole is open. Do you think the wormhole was it in Area 51? Like next door? Like, can he walk there from Chicago? Because
Yes.
she's on that trip. It's implied that she's far, and then he can't do time. He can't stop time for very long, or he hasn't been able to stop time for very long. But she's like, "You're gonna have to stop time to get there," and he's like, "It's fine. I can travel that far while I'm stopping time at the same time." It does, and then he's like, "Okay, anyway, beep boop, Control A, Control C, Control V," and he like pastes everybody into the balls. And all the lights go out on the map because she's like, "Wait a minute, what about me? You could accidentally collect me because I'm part Ceronian, and you could collect you." And he's like, "Ah, I can make it not connect just us." And she's like, "Oh, okay, but what about Nestov? That means that he collected Nestov too. He collected everybody."
Oh yeah, because Nestov isn't in the. Nestov just fucking disappears. You just don't see
Yeah,
him.
he's not in the last episode. And then he's like, "Anyway, I've got everybody. I'm gonna go." And
Yeah.
she's like, okay." And he's like, "You could come with me. You could hang out there." And she's like, "Honestly, that sounds like the worst possible idea."
You made it sound terrible there.
And he's like, "You know, it's fair. You don't want to live with me at prison?" And she's like, "I don't. I don't want to live with you at prison."
Which I love how he's shocked, but I also love how during his amnesia, where he sort of does what happened with Ger's character in Forever Night when he has amnesia. Because again, every show at this time you had amnesia was an
You
episode.
had
You had
to
to have
have
amnesia.
Yes.
Where he's like, my dick says that I loved you, maybe. I think we had he wants to say hi. I think we were friends. I think we were more than friends.
She won't go back with him. And he's like, "Well, I gotta go." And she's like, "Okay, well, bye." "Write me." And he's like, "I can't write you. I'm traveling to another planet, Mel." And he's like, she goes, "Oh, yeah, okay. Anyway." And then he leaves, and like 5 fucking minutes later, he's like,
Ta-da! I'm
"I
back.
left. I left. I got to the wormhole. I took everybody back. I dropped them all off, and then I decided it was better here, and I came
Yeah.
back."
Quick and
And
easy.
she's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do here?" And he's like, "I thought I'd open a appliance repair shop."
Which I
And
love.
then they're like, "Okay, great." And so then they're like cuddling on the couch, and it pans to his room, and all the lights turn back on, like
Yeah,
all the people came back.
Which what does that mean? What does that because you put them in the balls and you sent them off into space. What does it mean that the lights all turned on again?
I don't know. And
I feel
that's
like
the
the
end of
show
the
couldn't Yeah, I feel like the show
show.
couldn't possibly know. Like it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I love that they like don't really have any kind of a relationship except the one sex episode, Love Ceronian style, which was horrifying. So horrible. There's like a sex therapist couple. It's like they go to like a sex therapist conference. It's just it's too much. But at one point Adrian Paul will have to kiss a mannequin head, a separated from its body, what do you call it?
Decapitated?
Thank you. It was like this, a decapitated
No, like this. Here, gone.
visual medium,
Here.
a decapitated mannequin head that apparently has like sensors in it, and he has to kiss it with electricity, and he's made of electricity, so the head nearly fucking explodes because he's kissing it so hard. It is so uncomfortable to watch. But in that episode, he reveals that like in space, I guess it sort of sounds like he is just a being of like electric energy. Because Mel asks him like, well, how do like if you're your species version of straight, how do you tell which other Ceronians are like the gender that you wish to mate with? And he was like, yeah, don't look at each other. We just have a bunch of polarities, several polarities, and we just figure out like I'm positive, negative, positive, and you're negative, positive, negative. So I guess we're a couple now. And I was like,
We're attracted like magnets.
we're
That's
attracted like magnets. And I was like, that sounds fucking awful.
You're just walking by somebody. God damn it.
Right? You're just sucked to them and now like, all
I'm
right,
not ready for children.
we're married now. I'm inside you. Like, and then I was like, okay, so if Mel's grandfather, I guess, I'm assuming, because her grandmother was human, if the grandfather was alien, like was Ceronian, like how did they make baby?
They
Like,
even abstract it further. They don't even say that like her grandfather was Ceronian. He's just like Ceronians came here because he implies that Stonehenge, the pyramids, Easter Island and Christopher Walken are all, like, produced by aliens. Like, that's how we got them. They literally
Correct.
were built by aliens,
Yes.
and probably Saronians because they're the nice ones. And he's like, "So when they were here, they, like, fucked around and had kids, and, like, you're a descendant of one of those." And she's like, "Oh, is that why I can do it?" And he's like, "Yes." But there's
Yes.
no explanation of, like, why the how the grandmother got the key?
Yeah, I figured
Like,
yeah. It's weird
the
because
space wrench?
it Space Ranch. It both sounds like um Saronians came to Earth thousands of years ago, and like a recent Saronian got on the bus from Saron and met your grandma and banged her up real good, and that's how your mom or dad came around. And like you're right, it's not specified, but also like we've established that they either have to copy an image, in which case how are you even really like a body that has genetics that can make another like make a baby? Like how does that work? But you either copy a body or you inhabit somebody else's body. And we know Saronians can inhabit someone else's body because we have teen prison girlfriend in a body, and we have the black guy that shows up for 2 minutes to be like, "Hello, I'm the third Saronian," that Ger shoots in
Yeah.
the fucking face. So like we know that they're the same as the other aliens. They can go into a body that already existed. So like either you're part Saronian because a Saronian in a dead body fucked your grandma and somehow genetics got a little mushy mushed and then you got some Saronian in you, or like a weird magnet came down from space and the magnet fucked grandma. Like none of it, none of it is not real savvy.
Well
So
well, I think Cole doesn't have a body because he built his own body because he didn't wanna kill somebody, and for, like, the first 3 episodes, it makes him weaker than the other
correct.
aliens,
Yeah.
and then they're kinda like, "Well, that was lame anyway, let's kind of forget about that whole business," where if he wants to use his powers, he has to consume 1 soul per day.
Yeah. His
And
power
then they're
set
like,
is just not.
"Anyway, that's a lot of oversight. Let's just give him all of his powers." And they're like, "Okay." So that's
Yeah, it's like it's all over the place with what he can and can't do and when he can and can't do it, and it's just
yeah.
but, we were discussing also, I think during our "What the hell are we watching" chat, so, like, we have now established that not just, like, one Saronian, not just, like, one ancient Fardian, like, a bunch of these aliens have turned on wormholes and traveled to Earth and, had sex with, horny Earth women because, as we know, Earth girls are easy. TM.
Mhm.
So
TM.
TM. So there's the possibility that there's more than one person like Mel. And when Mel is like, hey, if you're going to suck all the aliens into the little space balls, how are you not going to get me? I figured that Cole's response would be, well, you're only at like a half. And my thing only
Yeah.
finds like full aliens. Cause I'm like, okay, that would be, then you're only going to get the guys that came from outer space. He doesn't say that. He's like,
No.
specifically, I'm telling the laser to not suck up bodies from like this 4 foot by 4 foot room. So just don't go to the bathroom where your soul will leave your body. Which means, as you said, that
Everyone who's part Saronian
it's just gonna
died.
drop fucking dead. His little thing only has 218 pinballs. There might be millions of part alien people who are all shoved, I
Mhm.
guess, into pinballs with all the serial killing aliens, all the other ones like stuck in his little palm
Yes,
device.
and their
Yeah,
bodies all died
and their body,
simultaneously.
yeah, yes, just
Yes, just
218 at
died.
least bodies just boom, just hit the floor. This would start a new cult. This is like, wasn't there an HBO show about this where like a bunch of people like died all at once or like,
Oh,
do you
and they
remember
came
this?
back to life. There was the one where there was a couple of shows simultaneously
Yes.
where
There's the
people
ones where they come
who
back to
had
life.
died just, like, in recent time came back. It's just, like, regular
Yeah.
people, not, like,
But
just
then
zombies.
the one on HBO I think was lots of people just died and we don't know what happened, and then there's like a bunch of cults, and then I think the mom of the family like leaves and doesn't speak. I tried watching it. It was one of those shows where like the first 2 episodes I was like, I'm really into this, and by episode 3 I was
That
like, I hate
sounds
this.
familiar. It
It was like
sounds
The
like
Unforgiven or The Unforgotten or I know that I feel
Mhm.
like it was the guy that dated Jennifer Aniston because I'm my mother's daughter and that's how I know all actors. I think it's like something through. Oh my god. Oh, and it had Amy from Judging Amy, and she didn't talk and she was just like not mute like where you can't talk, but like mute because you're being a bitch and you just don't feel like talking. Judging Amy. This is good. People in the audience will like this. This is good. Okay, Amy Brenneman and the show.
Everyone will like this.
Everyone will like. I'm so mad.
We are good at job.
The Leftovers. That was the show. The Leftovers.
Okay.
Yeah, in a global cataclysm, the sudden departure, 140 million people disappear without a trace. 3 years later, residents of Mapleton, New York, try to maintain equilibrium when the notion of normal no longer applies. Yeah, The Leftovers is now canonically a sequel to Tracker. That's what I've decided.
Forget whatever reason they told you it happened in the movie. That's not what it is.
I don't think they ever. Not that I ever like finished watching the show, but I thought it's one. So like for me, I need answers for shit. I get really angry when there's no answers, which is why I get frustrated with a lot of like horror movies. You know, in horror movies, they're just like, a thing happened. Don't worry about it. It just happened and we're going to deal with it. I'm like, no, I want to know why. I want to know why the thing happened. I want to know what happened. I want details. I want you to have like a chart somewhere that you can like print out and show me to explain to me all the reasons why the thing happened. I get real mad when there's like not one. And I think in The Leftovers, they're like, I don't know. Maybe they went up to heaven. Maybe it was aliens. Maybe it was a disease. Like maybe the government took them and stuck them in a hole. You don't need to know. You're never going to know. And we're just going to deal with the fallout, which like fine. Like, oh, you're so heightened. You're so smart. Like, fuck it. I want to know. Give me a reason. Give me a thing that give me the story. I get so mad when there's like gaps in a story, like on purpose. And you're like, no, I'm doing it because I'm intellectual. No, fuck you. You have given me like 90% of a story. I would like 100% of a story. Give me a whole story.
You are talking to a person who will not watch a television show until the entire thing has aired. Because I can't start it if I don't know that it's going to end.
Yes.
Because if you're going to cancel it on me and I'm going to be stuck forever not having a resolution, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yes. It makes me mad. So like I do appreciate that with Tracker, they clearly knew like one episode before the end that they were ending. And so they tried to at least like tie up what they could tie up. But it's like, it's really horrifying if you think about the ending for more than 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and, like,
you can't do that.
What do the lights mean that they come back? Like, did the aliens all come back from outer space somehow? Like, did Zinn, like, from his hole underground, like, click his car key fob and it opened up another wormhole? Like, what?
Boop,
boop. So I'm sorry. You wanted to talk about, God, I hate the Love Saronia style episode. We've got the mob episode. We've got the Jack the Ripper episode.
Oh God. Well, we lose Jess. We lose Jess because Jess is there for the first half, probably up to episode 10.
Yes.
And the plot of episode 10 is like, I'm going to lose my green card and I need money. And canonically for me, because this is all set to the background of like, he's doing something really dramatic. Like, I think he's like breaking into a government warehouse or something, which I literally think they went to office buildings after hours and filmed there because it looked like, remember Demon Under Glass when it's supposed to be a secret government facility and it's clearly just like a regular office building?
That movie was so upsetting.
That's what that felt. That's exactly what that felt like. But anyway, she needs like $10,000 immediately because that's how immigration works.
Yeah,
because
obviously
she's like, I need $10,000 by like tomorrow, or they're going to kick me out of the country.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great. And so she's like, she sells a bunch of her stuff. She has a garage sale.
Yes,
and
in
makes
the bar.
like $5,000. She's like, but I still need $5,000. I was like, what kind of shit did you have? Never made $5,000 on it ever in my life. And then Mel is like, here's a check for $5,000. You can pay me back every time that you're working. I'll garnish your wages.
Yeah. You'll just
and
work
that
for me
will be
for
my
free
repayment
for the rest of your life.
And she's like, well, you don't have $5,000. And she's like, yeah, I sold my car.
Which was a very crappy car. It was not a $5,000 car.
She had a vintage Mercedes.
Is that what it was?
That's why. Yes, she's driving a Mercedes, like a vintage Mercedes, like a 1960s, highly desirable Mercedes. And she's driving it around, which I think they were like gonna be I think they were thinking this was gonna be like Forever Night and the car was gonna become an iconic part of it. Because if you notice, the car is like a slight character in the first half
Yes,
where
yeah.
like he drives it and he's hitting stuff with it and he's trying to like drive her car. Nestoff drives her car. It's a whole thing. And then she's like, "Oh yeah, somebody walked in, offered me money for it. I sold it.
And now I have a generic car.
I gave you $5,000. Now I can buy a BMW crossover. So that'll be fine."
Is that what that was? It just felt like
Yes.
we had a car with character and then we have a generic car. And I was like, oh,
It
okay.
was a BMW. Yeah, that would have
Oh.
been a really cool car in 2001. You've been like, "Ooh, is that a BMW?" It was.
Which again, her bar was struggling 5 minutes ago, and then she has one naked alien dance on the bar, and then she's fine.
It's fine. We just dropped that plot line. Yeah. But anyway, my headcanon is the Mercedes died and they couldn't afford to fix it.
Honestly,
And I think that's why they got rid of that car. And then the very next episode, Jess is like, "My really obscure random ex-boyfriend that I haven't talked to in 5 years just sent me an empty ring box and told me if I came back, he would fill it." And she's like, "Then you have to go." And Jess is like, "Woo!" And it reminded me of, have you ever seen Superman 2? It's either Superman 2 or Superman 3 with Christopher Reeve.
I will be honest, I don't know that I've
The actress who plays Lois Lane punched the director. And so he wrote her out of the screen, out of it entirely.
Oh my
He was
God.
like, "Fuck you, fuck your kids, get out of here." She was mentally unstable, like she needed help, but it wasn't the time where we helped anybody. So at the very beginning, she walks in, she puts a suitcase on the desk, opens it and pulls out a bikini and she goes, "I'm going on vacation." And then she just walks off the set and never comes back.
Oh my God. I need to watch these movies.
And that's what it felt like when Jess was like, "I'm leaving." And she just left and never came back. That's what that felt like. I wonder if she punched the director.
It was very weird with her. To me, it sort of felt like we thought we had enough story for 2 human women and 2 aliens, and then we got halfway through and went, maybe we don't. I don't know. Jess goes to England because she's English. Yeah, let's do that. And I kept thinking, because like again, in my watch through, Fever of the Hunt, the Jack the Ripper episode comes much earlier. So Jess is like, "Okay, I'm coming back to the States. I'm coming back," and I'm like, "Okay, okay." Hey Jess, where are you? And she never comes back. You get one phone. I think there's one phone call where it's like ring ring. Oh hey Jess, and then it cuts to black. And I was like, so did something
Yeah.
happen?
No, she never comes back. She never comes back She never comes back. She leaves and then there's that serial killer alien who's recreating famous serial killers, which he's already recreated John Wayne Gacy
Yeah,
and at least a couple of he's already killed a whole bunch of people and then he fucks off to England to go pretend to be Jack
Jack
the
the Ripper.
Ripper. And they're like, "Oh no, he's going to kill Jess." Like there's not more people in London than just Jess.
Yeah, somehow he targets them,
And so they go there.
and like I don't know why.
Well, they go there and surprise, surprise, this guy is going to kill Jess. And they're like, "I feel so vindicated. I needed to come here," which they didn't even know that Jess was part of Cole's team, that she knew
Yes,
Cole
yeah, the pieces don't make any sense.
until Cole showed up and was like, "Hey, you got to be safe. Jack the Ripper is trying to kill people." I don't know. It was dumb. And then everyone else is acting normally.
It's no part of this 2-parter makes any sense to me. Like I'm still stuck on did Ger bring all these other aliens to Earth just to distract Cole so that he could buy up a bunch of Chicago real estate and dig a deep hole? Because it didn't take him very long to buy real estate and dig a hole. It took him like 5 minutes. Did you really need 217 guys and a dog to make this happen for you? But like, okay, if you're distracting him, like fine. But this guy's whole thing is imitating famous serial killers, either in his planet in space or like here, like whatever. But he like makes a point of dressing like Jack the Ripper. So he dresses from like, isn't it like the 1860s, 1880s?
I don't
And I'm
remember. I make a point of not knowing.
I used to like Jack the Ripper, and now that we've been watching stuff from the 90s and early 2000s, every single fucking thing has a Jack the Ripper episode, and it's making it grating to me. It's making me not
Yes.
like and I love a murder
You're
mystery.
like, "Again?
Yeah.
God damn."
I love like what romantasy is for some people, like murder mysteries, like that's what they are to me. I love them even when they're bad. I enjoy them. I have a good time. Give me a portly detective with a funny accent who solves crimes because he like maybe is undiagnosed autistic. I love it. I love it so much. It's my favorite thing. Like, and I was watching this and I was like, shut up, shut the fuck. I hate this. I hate this so much. And but like we don't know. I know that people think that they've identified who Jack the Ripper is. I think that like I don't know if there's like a consensus at this point, but I know that there's like an idea now. But in 2001, there was much less of a clear like identified like this is the guy. I know there were like options, but it was much less like certain. But this guy, this alien's like, "Oh, let me read some news articles. Oh, I know exactly what Jack the Ripper looked like and he had a goatee. I'm going to dramatically apply a goatee in my hotel room." And I was like, "How do you know he had a goatee? You don't know what he looked like." Do you know what I mean? Like you have no. So I don't know why that like that's the part that made me be like, fuck it, I'm done. I hate it. I'm done with this episode because
Yeah.
I can't. But it's like you said, it just kept going and going and going and going. And I was like, what's the point of this? And it felt like I don't know how Cole even got to the point of knowing that there was an alien. Because it just starts off with Cole looking at the newspaper being like, oh wow, there's a guy who's imitating famous serial killers to a T, like all of their crimes. And he's like, didn't I have a guy like that? I think there was a guy
Yeah,
like
that's
that in
exactly how
space.
he picked that's exactly why he goes to investigate. That's it. And then they go to London, and there's, like, 6 plot lines happening. There's a random twin that got his other half captured, and he's mad at Cole, and there's
Yes.
another alien trying to kill him, and there's, like, a bunch of shit. Meanwhile, Jesse is settling for the worst guy ever, and it's being treated as this, like,
So lazy.
romantic, slow progression towards him actually but it's her bullying him into actually proposing to her.
Correct. Because women
And that
need the ring. That's
every
all that they need. That's to be
every
actualized.
every time Jack the Ripper showed up, I forgot he was in the episode, and then this guy would pop up in period clothing, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, you're right. This is the Jack the Ripper episode." And then he'd be like, look at the Bible. I didn't know what he was saying. I didn't pay any attention. I was just like, "I don't care about you. I
He was
don't care
too
about
much.
you. I don't care about you. I don't care about you." The only part that was even remotely worth watching is at the very end when Cole gets shot. He is fully steaming. It is so fucking cold wherever they're filming because it's clearly not London.
No,
Like,
clearly.
steam is coming off of his jacket. His flesh is steaming because he is so much warmer than the air around him. And then somebody walks up and shoots him with liquid nitrogen and he dies again. He's like, "Oh, the cold." And he falls over. Like, the air around you is colder than liquid nitrogen. Okay.
Yes.
You are so fucking cold right now. It is probably below, like, it's below zero. It has to be.
It's
For
Canada
him
in the
to be
winter.
steaming
Liquid
in that
nitrogen
way.
is doing nothing.
Yeah, I know. And then he's like, "Oh, I've lost all my powers. Oh," and so he's trying to stop time. And so Jack the Ripper is like going to slash Mel's throat.
Oh
And so the
yeah.
knife keeps getting closer because he keeps losing his grip on time. And you're like,
Yes.
"Oh no, is Mel gonna die?" And then he's all like, I can't recover from being misted with liquid nitrogen as he's stumbling through a snowbank. Like, "I'm fine. I'm recovering. I'm gonna get warmer."
Yeah, the parts of him that are bothered by cold vary every episode, and like the degree of like cold that it matters to him
Yeah.
like varies in the same
Yes.
episode even.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
like, okay, I don't
Right.
care anymore.
Because in the episode where he, breaks into the government facility, they just turn on the air conditioning, and he can't use his powers. They literally turn the air conditioning down to, like, 60, and he's like, "Oh, no, they've found my weakness," and he can't do anything.
But
And
then
then he
Chicago
goes
winter,
Yeah,
A-okay.
then he goes outside in Chicago in the winter, and he's like, "Well, this is fine. I have a jacket on. I'm wearing layers." Oh my god, this show was but then it recovered after that. I feel like there was a couple episodes after that where I was like, "This is pretty good." We got
Yeah,
the episode with the teenager and the crazy priest who's like, You made me believe in God again." I was like, What is happening right now?"
it's so random because you're right. The rest of the time they're like Zin his whole plan is real estate based. He needs to buy up buildings. And I was like, okay. And then they're like, but what if, I don't know, also he does TV shows? And I was like, what? What? No, he does real estate. They're like, no, but also TV. And I was like, okay. I mean, look, I'm happy to see Ger. I'm happy to see Ger like nose to nose
Yes.
with everyone.
I just love that he got one windfall from that episode where some lady had staged her own kidnapping. And then all of a sudden he owns like a well-known investment corporation.
Correct. Yeah, their whole money situation is weird.
Yeah, and all of this is within months. All of this is within months. They have not
Yes.
It's winter the whole time, and it's not like the next winter. It's like it hasn't not been winter.
Yeah.
I'm looking up episode titles.
I'm trying to remember the smart thing I was going to say that I remembered and then forgot and then remembered and then forgot.
Did you know
No.
that Adrian Paul has a thing? Oh, he has his own little company called The Sword Experience. Have you ever heard of this?
Is that a sex crime? That sounds like a bad.
No, he travels around it's actually kind of cool. He travels around the country and does these like seminar things that you can buy a ticket for. And he does like a whole clinical where he teaches you a choreographed sword fight, you and the people in your group, and then he films it and has it like produced so that you can see yourself fighting, like doing a choreographed sword fight with somebody.
Does he still do this? And how much
Yes,
are
he still does
tickets?
this. He still does this. In fact, he's going back to Scotland and he's doing a whole bunch of specials in Scotland where it's like Highlander returns to the homeland or whatever. And they're all sold out. You can't get any tickets to those. But he travels all over the country and does it. You can follow him on Instagram. It's called The Sword Experience.
Oh, I think I will.
Oh, what?
This sounds so terrible. I need to be a part of it.
I want to think he probably does a really good job. Like I don't know if
He's a talented martial artist. I mean, from what I remember in Highlander, he did a good job with the sword.
I mean, I feel like maybe he did his range of acting and that was fine. And then he found his little niche. And like, I'm really happy for him that that's working for him. And every once in a while, he'll auction off Highlander stuff.
I feel like I have seen some of those auctions online. You get a package at your front door.
A package. What is this? Oh, it didn't
feels
give
like
me
a
any,
sword.
Didn't give me any description. Just the titles. Love Cerronian Style, which almost killed you.
Love Cerronian Style was really upsetting. I just any kind of like a sex therapy episode, it just makes my skin crawl. And they were being, I mean, it's 2001, so like any advice they give is just going to be like weird and upsetting and like gender reductive, and all the characters are going to be too fucking much. And then although we do need to mention that one of our favorites popped up in Love Cerronian Style, the incredible edible Jerry. Which let me look up his. I feel bad. I don't remember the actor's name. I'm gonna look it up.
I postulate that between this and Conspiracy of Fear, these are both prequels to Cube 2 Hypercube.
I choose to believe you.
Okay, so Conspiracy of Fear is the first one in the No Name trilogy, the Ger trilogy.
The trilogy of awesomeness.
Yeah, so Conspiracy of Fear is the body that Zin inhabits is this guy. So the Conspiracy of Fear is not Zin, but it is the body that will be Zin.
Okay. Yeah.
And so when he falls and does his dramatic fall, he actually becomes Zin.
And this all takes place in Chicago. This all takes place in Chicago. Oh my God, Red String.
I know. And then he goes through all of Alien Tracker. And then at the end of Alien Tracker, he gets stuck in that thing. And then he gets picked up for Hypercube. And that explains his weird obsession with watches.
Yes.
And why he thinks Jerry looks delicious because he's, because it's the same character.
Can I be honest? This makes me like them a lot more. I feel like this really.
I'm telling you, they're all the same.
The actor who plays Jerry in Hypercube is Neil Crone, and he's in this as a alien lady who is a twin. She's an Ursusian or whatever. She's a twin with another lady. He's playing He's playing. I don't even know how to gender this sentence. He is playing a female alien in the body of a man, and the female alien is pretending to be the husband of the sister of the female alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. That is the sentence that
Yeah.
accurately describes what we saw on TV. So he's doing, I don't love that he's like a little bit overplaying it, a little bit like, I'm a lady in a man's body, so I'm going to talk like this. And I'm like, all right, Jerry, thank you. Thank you, Neil Crone, aka Jerry. But to me, forever, you're the incredible edible Jerry. Because what does Ger do in a hypercube? He eats you like 12 times.
Yes. I feel like Zin was in that chamber for like a week, and then he looked down and realized the floor was made out of dirt, and he just stuck himself
Just crawled his way out.
And when he crawled out, they were waiting for him. They were like, hey, we found this giant tunnel in the middle of Chicago, and so we followed the tunnel, and we ended up here.
And we know that the U.S. government is aware of the portal, the what do you call it, the wormhole,
Yeah,
because they make a point of like
exactly.
mentioning it, and that a guy who used to work for the U.S. government was aware of aliens because he takes some notes on it and hides the notes in the kitchen in an abandoned part of some government building, which I don't really know what the point of that whole plot was, but we know that the government is aware of both the wormhole and the aliens. So the government then becoming aware of Ger's character trapped under the building in a hole that like
They had the blueprints for it, so why not?
yeah, they could totally have found him.
They just bring a wrench.
Yeah, we have wrenches on Earth, so I think
Open the door, and he's like, how? And they're like, we have the key. And they just hold up a wrench, and he's like, no.
We have wrench technology.
It doesn't even have lights. How does it work?
Oh, the fucking beep boop lights.
Yes. So anyway, this is a trilogy in my mind from now until forever.
That makes it kind of perfect. That makes me like it even more.
If you really want to take a step back, if you want to go even further, we could add his character from Diamonds as his origin story.
Okay. All right. I'm here for it.
Because
Tell
he
me.
came over from Russia with the
Yes.
ballet,
Okay.
and he ended up conning his way into getting citizenship. But he's Russian during the Cold War, and he had an accent, and so he couldn't get legitimate work, and so he ended up becoming an assassin because the only thing he knew was spy work. But he's bad at it because he also really likes being a ballerina, and his heart was never in the assassin shit. And that's why he's bad in Conspiracy of Fear. That's why he's bad at his job.
This all makes perfect sense.
And then he dies and becomes Zen, and yeah, then he ends up in the hypercube.
And we know from Tracker that the like genetic and psychological makeup of the body can affect the alien that's in it. That's why they make the weird comment about women's bodies, but also in the Insane Asylum episode, the body that one of Zin's like top lieutenants goes into, that guy is like schizophrenic or something. He has some sort of like serious mental health issues, and so they pop him full of drugs, and they're like, even without the drugs, like it's affecting the alien's ability to, like, the alien can't just like be himself in this body that's like not wired right. So yeah, I can see if the alien goes into the body of a ballet dancing assassin, it'll mess you up a little.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna see.
Oh. So here's what we do. We show up to Stratford with a fucking whiteboard, with a cork board with a bunch of red string on it, and go, hey, Ger, your whole career, you've been playing one guy. You've been playing one guy this whole time.
And in the center, in a circle with like exclamation marks all around it, is just Ikwe. It all comes back to Ikwe.
All of this is the dream of a Scotsman losing his mind in a harsh Canadian winter.
He's actually immortal. It all fucking sucks. Yep.
I need him to answer for that movie. I know he's not going to.
Look me in the eye. Look me in the eye. You know how we need to end this podcast? You know how we need to end this podcast is we need to rewatch Deadly Harvest.
Oh my God. I don't think I have the fortitude. I'll try.
We can fast forward through the cow getting shot on screen.
What was the cow's name? Wasn't it like Melissa? It had a lady's name.
Jennifer. It was like Brittany or something. I know it's been too long. I blocked it out. I just remember the kid trying to flee across the field with it. Like, come on, my best friend cow.
We're gonna run to
save
freedom.
your life. And then them showing up and shooting this cow in front of this child actor. And then the very last scene is where he's serving the drugged meal to his family so they'll all die before they starve to death. And that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
last scene.
Yeah. That movie was so dark.
I can
That movie was so messed up.
think of no better way to go out. I mean, it's a ways away, but I'm proposing that now. Go back with eyes unclouded because we've seen everything. And we have to start where we began.
It's poetic. I like it. I figured our last episode would be us interviewing Ger from an undisclosed third location where he's like strapped to a chair and we're like, Ikway, explain it.
I was going to say, voluntarily? I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, no, yeah, voluntarily, yeah. Sir, we have ham and we have white wine. Come and meet us at this location. It's not a warehouse.
Like ham. I don't even like ham. Where did you guys even get that?
We have created headcanon for you, and in our headcanon, you fucking love ham.
It'll be like that scene in Clockwork Orange, except it's us playing the podcast for him for like however many hours.
No, it's us playing like clips from all the shit that he's been in. We had to watch this. Now you have to watch it. What was it?
Oh, you found my secret trilogy. If we really wanted to go, then after Hypercube, because we don't know what happens to him after Hypercube, is that is the part after Hypercube when he becomes the Bionic Man? Bionic Showdown?
Oh, you know what? Like, we don't actually know.
And then he ends up an Airwolf. That's the final evolution of his character.
I still don't understand how Airwolf was so boring when it started out so promising. Like, it starts out with him sexily laying in a tent with some wine. Like, that's amazing. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And
him
then
being
they were
"Hello."
like, I hope you liked it because that's never fucking happening again.
No, you're gonna fuck a French mime. You're gonna fuck a French mime with like weird hair, and in one episode you're gonna play like twins of yourself with like a mustache, a pencil thin John Waters mustache. Congratulations. Like, what? For 300 episodes, I'm pretty sure is how long Airwolf lasted.
He does shave his evil goatee. I will say, by the end of Tracker, he has ditched the evil goatee.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. There was such a big gap between his first appearance and his later appearances that like he could have been wearing a rainbow wig in the pilot and I would not have recalled. I would not have remembered at all.
He definitely went off and did something else and had to come back.
Right. I'm not growing that shit back again. No, thank you. Do we have anything to say about the mob episode except that it was another episode that Adrian Paul is nowhere in?
He noped out. He was like, you know what? There's 21 episodes in this series. I don't want to be in all of them. And they're like, you are the main character. And he's like, I can shapeshift. And
in
then
2 episodes, I'm going to be a different guy. I'm going to be a mobster who has a very tiny, upsetting little baby nose. And I'm going to talk like this. And my name is Tony. And I was like, okay.
My name is Tony. And I have a bad Chicago accent. And that's how he talks for the entire episode. And they like,
so much.
They have to train him on how to talk. And so he's got to infiltrate the mob because he goes to find the evil real estate, to like investigate the evil real estate. And he ends up getting involved in a mob plot.
Which, do you understand how the mob is involved with the real estate at all?
I don't fucking know anything that's happening. No one knows anything that's happening. And he's like, the only way I can possibly understand what is happening here is I cannot stop time and just go walk around the warehouse and figure shit up. I must infiltrate the mob. So they tell Nestov that he has to dress up like a gangster. And so Nestov shows up with him in what I can only describe as the soft version of blackface. There's no other way to write that.
Oh. Do you remember there was a video game for like the PlayStation, I think, and it was called like Pa Rappa or something. It was that little dog that was a rapper. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
And he like dresses sort of like a very stereotypical by someone who's never seen like a kid that raps like outfit where it's like a white wife beater. Yeah. And like a little beanie hat and some gold chains and shit. He's just like Pa Rappa.
Yeah, I watched a K-drama, like a really early K-drama, which the farther back you go, the more Korean things get. It might have actually been a J-drama. Anyway, they're at a school and there's a club and it is the African American Appreciation Club.
No.
And it is exactly as however bad you think it was worse. It was not that bad. It was not that bad, but it was close. I let's see, PlayStation 1 era, I would have still been at home, so I had a tape of Rappin' Rabbit, and,
What?
he rapped about how much he loved Jesus. Yes. My name is Rappin' Rabbit, and I've come to say I have a relationship with Jesus in a special way.
Your childhood stories never fail to make me lose my goddamn mind.
I also had a tape. Mom loved a personalized gift, so she would send off, for the things that would be like, "Hi, Rachel." This is the guy. So I had a whole tape of Christian songs that had my name in them, and it was
Oh my God.
yeah. No, I'm not repressed. What are you asking me for? Why, Rachel? Do you know what I had books too. She'd send off for the books where everything else was in like I printed it and then it was like typewriter typed in there for like Rachel. Oh my god. Anyway, he does that. He comes in. He has like he has on like a boat hat. I can't even describe how just go watch it. Just go watch it. And then Mel has to come out and go, "No, not
Not gangsta. Gangster. She
Gangster.
does the Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. Not
Not
Leviosa. Leviosa. Like I was like, what?
not gangsta, gangster." And that stuff goes, "That's completely different." And he's trying to get Cole to start talking like a gangster. It's so bad. Luckily, it's brief. If the whole episode was, I couldn't have watched it. I just quit.
It goes right up to the line of like I wanted to pull my skin off, and it goes, you know what? We're gonna stop right here. And
This is
instead, we're
good.
going to have the most stereotypical mob episode. Well, characters keep calling out like that's not how Italian Americans are, and then they just go so hard. They go so hard to stereotype lane
Well, then Mel is like, "Oh, wait a minute, actually, I have a glamour shot of this really famous mobster from Chicago.
from like the 1920s.
You can just turn into him." And he's like, "Yes, I have figured out the shape-changing thing that has that
Like
I
I can't,
only
yeah.
get sometimes." And
I
he's like,
can't do it every
"Cool."
other episode, but this episode I got it. I love it's not just that it's not just that she's like aware of a famous mobster from the 20s. She does have you're exactly right. It is a glamour shot. It is a black and white full body I'm a handsome Italian man dressed in the suits of the 1920s photo that Mel's grandma kept in a real secret place. And I don't like that we're making men out of like grandma's special time pictures for grandma's private time. I don't like that at all. Why was that a detail we needed to have? You had him make the coal body out of a billboard off the highway. You didn't have like a picture in a magazine of a sort of Italian looking guy. They
No.
exist. There are Italian male models. You could have picked one, but instead you're like,
Yeah.
what about grandma's spank bank? No, I didn't need that. I didn't want that. That was not something that was necessary to this episode.
Uh-huh. So he turns into this guy, and then he goes to infiltrate the mob, and they're like, "Don't you look like that guy?" And he's like, "No." And
Yeah,
they're like,
aren't you that
"Oh,
famous guy
okay."
from the 1920s that we're all aware of? You know how we
Yeah,
all know famous mobsters from the 20s because we're
right.
mobsters?
And then he has to be Cole, but it's a completely different actor for the whole episode, and he has to have a bad Chicago accent and be like, "Yeah, I'm with the mob. Yeah, I'm trying to kill everybody because 'cause I'm a gangster. Yeah," because there's a whole scene where he has to,
It
like,
makes no
blow up
sense.
the cop. He has to blow up the cop, and they're like, "You have to push this button or you're not really on our side." And he's
My
like, "Okay." So he does.
my favorite part of that whole scene is that it felt very much in the same vein as Conspiracy of Fear, where it's a big, solid black box the size of like a Bible. A big, solid black box with two lights, a red one and a green one, and a big antenna on the end. And then when Cole's like, what is this? The mobster's like, you ain't never seen one of these before? And
He's like, "You never seen a remote before?" Like, okay, but I've
nobody has ever seen garbage like this before. Fucking ever. Giuseppe, whatever the fuck
What
your name is.
is it's a shoebox with 2 blinking lights on it. No, I've never seen anything like this
You've never
before.
seen a sophisticated piece of technology? No. No,
This
man.
might actually be the bomb. It is so big.
Yes,
It's like
yeah. No,
yeah.
Jimmy the Tooth. No, I've never seen this shit before. So then, then all of a sudden Cole has his speed running powers again. He goes to the car, he like finds the bomb underneath, and he's like, bloop, bloop, I'm gonna turn this off. And then he goes back to the car, turns time back on again, and then mashes the button on the remote, and he's like, oh no, I guess it's not working. I guess you guys made a real crappy bomb or whatever. But I'm clearly willing. Kill that guy. I'm a good mobster. And I'm like, what? Because Cole shows up and says, hi, I am a
What?
mobster from Kansas City. I'm here on the Mobster Exchange program. We also don't like Zinn. We heard that you guys don't like Zinn. Maybe we can work together and we can both be rid of Zinn, and then like both our problems are solved. And then the mob calls the because they have the Kansas mob on their Rolodex. So they call, and it gets routed to Nestov, who's like, hey, I'm Vinny Nestoroni. And I was like, okay, all right, everyone's gonna do it. Cool. I sent a guy to you, and he's 6 foot tall with brown hair. That's my guy. Be nice to him. Oh, okay. So you got the mob, reference check passed. Okay. So my thought was, all right, now we're all gonna work together to get Zinn. But like, no, we never see Zinn
No.
in the whole episode. The closest we get
No.
is the mobsters show up to a warehouse where they're gonna meet some of Zinn's guys, and they're gonna have like a sit down, and then the cops show up and arrest everybody except for Zinn's guys, who are I guess they're what? What's the one that can melt into walls? Is it Inixians or no? That's the smelling guys. What's the one that Nestov is?
Oh,
I don't fucking remember.
Ixian? I don't remember. I've already dumped that
Disarian.
information.
They're the Disarians. So they're all
Okay.
Disarians. So they're like, peace out, and they walk through some walls, and like nobody notices. But like, oh, why were you guys having a meeting? Was it like, how is Zinn buying up real estate interfering with the mob business? Because they were buying like dilapidated empty buildings from presumably not the mob, because if the mob was mad about it, the mob wouldn't sell it to you. So like, what?
Right. I don't know.
Did the mob want to buy those buildings and then Zinn gets there first?
And it made the news because there's a news thing about how Zinn
Yes.
bought these buildings, and weirdly,
He's not
hasn't
doing
done
anything.
he's not doing anything with them.
This was the Chicago news somehow. Like it makes
News at 5.
Oh, and the very best part of the episode, is at the very beginning, Cole in Cole's body goes to get some mobster, like an alien who's in a mobster's body. Cole gets the mobster spirit into his little palm clicky thing, his collector. And then another mobster hits him in the head with a fucking baseball bat. He's fine. Don't worry about it. The mobster ties up Cole, and they're threatening him, and they're like, we're going to shoot you. Tell us who you work for, whatever. Cole manages to stop time, untie himself, zippity zap out of there. So to the perspective of the mobsters, they have blinked, and this guy they were about to shoot has disappeared into thin air, and they're not shitting their pants about it the rest of the episode. They're not going to the Catholic Church and lighting a candle because they just saw some Holy Ghost shit. They are fine. They're not bothered. They're like, yeah, we're looking for that guy. I guess he ran real quick. I guess he's a real fast runner. My version of cosmology has not been shaken. My world is fine. Sometimes a guy just disappears. Mob stuff. I was like, what? What? This show.
I don't know.
It does feel like, again, this is sort of like the Mel problem. I feel like the things that people are bothered by and the things that they are not at all bothered by are wildly off the charts for like what a normal human person would feel in response to this.
Yeah. And sometimes they're having an A plot and a B plot where Cole is off doing some really dangerous shit, and Mel is dealing with the most trivial bullshit in the world, and you do not want to see it. And yet, we are all forced to participate in whatever Mel is doing. And you're like, Cole is nailed to a tree, and people are hacking at him with knives. And they're like, I don't know, Mel. We're out of beer. Can we go get more beer before the snow starts? I don't know. That was all hypothetical, but that would be a good plot.
That is
I
kind of
feel
the
like
vibe.
that would have worked. Yeah.
Well, there is, as you said, there is, and I don't remember which episode it is, but there is, because every 90s, early 2000s show had to have a locked room episode. So there is a
Yeah.
snowstorm and a bunch of people get locked in the bar, and then it turns out that one of them is a serial killing alien who kills some guy who's a dick. And I think the alien was just like in the apartment building anyways, trying to like look around Cole's room.
Yeah, that's the one with the scanner.
Yeah. So Zinn and all of Zinn's guys all know where Cole lives and where he is 24 hours a day. And like only one guy one time tries to like go infiltrate the apartment, which is very easy. And he doesn't even try to
Yeah.
kill him. He's just like looking around for shit. You had 218
Yeah.
guys. Just throw them at him. He can't clicky click at them fast enough to kill all of them.
I know. It's not like he's set up a camera system. It's not like he's
No.
put in any kind of alarm system for Mel because
Or traps? No.
nothing. Nothing. That guy just literally unlocked the door, walked in, and was walking. He was upstairs when they were upstairs, and they didn't even notice. They're like, "Did you hear somebody moving in the other room?" And then they're both like, "Meh, who cares?" And then they went downstairs.
Cole can only sense other aliens sometimes. He's kind of like
Yes.
vampires and vampire shows, like when it's important for him to have like sensing other things like me abilities, he can. And when it's not important or it would get in the way of the plot, all of a sudden he can't do that anymore.
Correct. Yeah. That's accurate. And then after a while, they like acclimate. And so they feel more like earth energy. And so he can't feel them anymore, except he can smell them in one episode
Yes.
because it turns out Desarians don't just take on the characteristics of where they live, they also smell like where they live, and so the guy smells like toilet bowl cleaner.
Which seems like it would make it harder to find them if you smell like everything around you. Then don't you not smell? But yeah, you're right. And the Jack the Ripper smells like toilet bowl cleaner for
Yes. Which he
reasons.
learns talking to a sex worker in the one alleyway in Toronto that they decided was London.
Was Whitechapel, yeah.
Yes, yeah, and he's like, "Wait, you sell sex for money?" And she's like,
Correct.
correct. Do you wanna go out to eat? You're so hot, you could save me." And he's like, "Actually, no." And he just leaves.
I was so mad about that. She is a professional prostitute, and she was like, "Oh my God, you are so hot. For you, I would pay you." And I was like, "Miss, no, he's not. No, he's not. You do your job. Do your job. Charge them money. Don't. Sex with him involves magnets. Like, don't, and batteries. Don't. You don't want to
And
be involved in it.
Mhm.
Whatever he does, it's gonna mess you up for later. Don't just. Jack the Ripper might actually be a safer bet for you. I don't know why the show keeps making it what I feel like the show wants to convince us how hot Adrian Paul is. And he's not an ugly man, but they want to
He's
make
an
it.
executive producer. Adrian Paul wants to convince us how hot Adrian Paul is.
Oh, I wonder if that could be
Aha.
could those two things be related?
Surprise! It's my show, bitches. I get to do what I want.
Everyone says I'm
Uh
super handsome. Enter.
And then they tell me I'm pretty.
This does feel like he took a characteristic from Ger, because no one tells Ger he's pretty this whole thing. He's just an evil alien real estate
No.
guy. But they tell Adrian Paul.
No wonder they couldn't get him back on. They, like, come back. He's like, "No. Nobody told me I was pretty for the whole time."
So you're an evil space alien. I don't care. It was in my contract.
Did you even read it?
It says bag of ham, brown M&Ms, and someone tells me I'm pretty at least once every 3 episodes. You have breached your contract.
All right. Yes, I was bringing up a list of people that have been in Forever Night. There's quite a few actually, but I'll just hit the highlights. So there was a guy who played Gefford Weintroff from Dead of Night. He was in it.
I'm sorry, Gifford Weintraub? That was the name of a
Gifford
character in Forever
Weintraub.
Night? I don't remember this at all.
In Dead of Night, he's the guy that owns the house that's haunted.
Oh,
Where Nick
okay.
goes and he sees the ghost of his dead wife, ironically.
Yes, who was in Hypercube.
Yes.
All come together.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The mystery deepens. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to find the rest.
He's going to be
And then,
like,
of course,
if anyone comes to Stratford with a corkboard with red string, don't let them into the theater, please.
then there was the lady who played both Mistress Tamara Dugan and the Ingrid Marr, the lady that she played in 2 episodes of Forever Night, and she was the mother of the other Saronian who they thought was the second coming of Jesus.
Okay.
The one that we didn't even talk about that.
What?
Where Ger's secret plot for that episode is he wants to make her into Jesus.
Correct. He wants to start his own religious cult. Which,
He was like, I will
why?
do this for you.
If his end goal was, I want to get the big gun and go back to space with my big gun, why were you like, maybe I'll take a little break and start a cult?
I think he was just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks, you know?
If I can't go home, I might as well be a god here. Maybe.
It's hard to tell, you know, when you first enter a new planet, what's really going to stick. Is it going to be evil real estate? Is it going to be cults? Is it going to be weapons of mass destruction? You know, you just might as well do it. Why do one at a time and take forever when you can do them all at once and get it all out of the way?
This show was so dumb.
There's a guy named Julian Rickings, which you've seen him in stuff before. It's that guy. He
looks
it.
familiar. Yeah.
He's in the episode of Forever Night where a comet is going to hit the Earth, which I am shook actually, that we didn't have the world is ending, a comet is going to hit the Earth episode.
I feel like if they had gotten to season 2, that would have been the very first episode.
I feel it had to be. I can't believe there wasn't one. I feel like we hit Native American mysticism.
Correct.
We hit I go into an asylum of some kind and I'm better than everybody else, so I fix them episode.
Correct.
Yeah, we had the mob episode. We had the Jack the Ripper episode.
Mm-hmm. We had the Hot Minute Amnesia episode.
Hot minute of amnesia. We had the I'm an alien and the government discovered me episode.
I feel like that was a theme too.
But we didn't get the comet is coming and we all think we're going to die and we have to confront our own mortality episode. And frankly, I'm disappointed.
It does feel like an easy fit for the I have an alien on Earth show.
Right. Yeah. We did get Nestov taking pictures of nearly naked women in the bar.
There was so much of like I don't love that like the one black character we have is typecast as the alien where all of his whole species is all con artists, and every episode that we have him, he is con artisting in the middle of the fucking bar, and most of those crimes involve naked ladies. Like I was like,
yes,
there's so much and I hate all of it. Poor Richard Yearwood when he's not having to eat a towel.
So in terms of characteristics, it's hard to say because for some reason I forgot the first half when I started the second half, and now I only remember like 3 episodes.
Well, he's not in it that much. He does monster hands towards the end.
He had evil goatee.
Yeah.
We got the no, which I feel like is
no. Yeah.
We found a new characteristic, which is I have to open a door with a stupid lock.
Correct. We have him locked in a place outside of time and space.
Yeah, which is apparently a thing that he does.
For him it is, yeah. Oh, Hypercube. Hypercube is him also in a place outside of time and space. So we have Hypercube,
and
Dracula, and then this. And then Tracker.
Yes, which officially makes it a characteristic.
Mm-hmm.
We did have that one episode where a guy is wearing like 5 shirts. Oh, we talked about that one. That was the one with the Native American mysticism where they did a flight up to the outside of a building.
Yes.
And I legitimately for a minute was like, is he flying?
He's magic.
Whoosh, did he whoosh off here? Oh my God. What else does he do? He gets to like face off with some ladies where he's definitely like
yeah. The only scenes that he's in with women, he is very close to them, and he looks like he's having a much better time than his character is having. But like, Ger is having a great time, even though his character is supposed to be serious.
Right.
But he gets right up close to the ladies. He's like breathing in their ears. He gets to use his monster hands.
Yes, we get a lot of. This is a joke. I realize this is a joke, and I'm in on it with you. The look, the like I'm.
Yes. Oh yeah. The number of the raised eyebrows. Yeah, towards the camera.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. So I'm gonna have to go 5 out of 5 just for the sheer number of like I know what this is. I'm here. I'm earning my new roof money or whatever, and my craft services ham.
Yeah, my visiting tigers in Bali money.
And I'm clearly showing up because there's literally no reason for Zin to be that mad about everything. But I know what I'm in.
Yes. I
Yeah.
I did appreciate that he's like not in a whole lot. He manages to get himself in the title credits, and in the little bit that he's in, he manages to squeeze so many characteristics into the like 5 minutes of TV time. He's like, "Burp, burp, 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 burp." He just gets them all in there. Um, this is hard, like trying to rate it on like because I rate it on enjoyability, and I don't know. I feel like this show is so weird. I didn't hate it. It's definitely above a 5 out of 10. It's not good, and I feel like I might not watch it again except for Ger getting like trapped in the place. No, I don't know why I like that so much. Um, you know what? Like I think overall I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. 7 sloppy wet kisses
Mm.
out of 10 because it's like it's not good, but it's entertaining.
I mean, it was fun one way through. Not everything has to be rewatchable.
No, but it was,
It
like,
was fun.
fine. It was cute, it was fine. Like, not a lot of shit made sense. I'm mad that I can't remember the one point that came to my head, and it's just gone, and it's just totally, completely just gone out of my head.
It left my being.
It left, yeah.
Just like this show is quickly running out of me like water. Like I've
Yes.
remembered way more yesterday than I remember today. And I will probably forget it exists tomorrow. Except I watched this when it was originally on Sci-Fi. Like when it was on
What?
syndication on the Sci-Fi network.
I didn't know
I
that.
watched the trailer and then I watched like I think the first 2 or 3 episodes cuz I was like, "Oh, it's the guy from Forever Night." And so I watched enough to be like, "Why isn't he in it?" And I also liked Highlander, so I was like, "Adrian Paul, cool." And then I was like, "This is." And also, it was, the early 2000s, so if you didn't remember when it was on or
You were never gonna see it.
you weren't the one in control of the TV at the time, you didn't watch it. And so I remember watching it, so I keep seeing it and I'd be like, "Oh, I really wanna watch that because I didn't get a chance to finish it when I first watched it." And I just haven't had a reason to sit down and watch it, and now I have, and I never have to do it
And it's
again.
done. Yeah, you've crossed it
And
off your
it's
list.
done, but I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it.
It's a check out the shit show. It's like a, "This isn't good, but let's sit down and watch it because you gotta know about this bullshit." Like, this
Yeah.
shit is so out there.
I will say that, like, I originally I had said, like, don't watch Alien Tracker, like the movie that they made out of bits and pieces of this. Now, after having watched this and then kind of I skimmed the movie a little bit, I feel like you could get away with maybe watching the movie. That would be okay. If you know, it's like I think it's like an hour and a half. It's not super long. It's literally the pilot and then the episodes where he deals with the government. So the first one where we have the guy who dies, and then the second one where like the dead guy's body gets a new alien inside. So you get kind of
Yeah.
like the lore episodes, and then I think it's got to have like the actual ending of the show, like where Garrett gets trapped in the. I have to assume it would be weird to just have like it's just the government parts, and then all right, check out the series. Like
And
no,
done.
so it's like I feel like you could get away with that. And then if you just want like a Gare fix and like a vague idea of the lore, but even that, like you heard us trying to describe the actual plot of this TV show, and like it doesn't really come together in a way that makes a coherent plot. Like I still don't really know how the mob and the real estate come together and why Gare's character tries to start a cult and why he needs all these other buildings to get underneath Mel's building. Because there's nothing that says that he like tries to buy Mel's building from the landlord and can't, or like if Mel owns the whole building that he tries to buy it from her and can't, or that he tries to blow up the building and can't. Like
No.
there's nothing about like why he can't get there. There's a bunch of like alien maps that are encrypted until they're not encrypted. They're lost and then they don't matter. Like the poem for the triangle key doesn't really matter. The writing on the triangle key doesn't really matter. Like they throw a lot of and then there's all the stuff about Daggon's history in space, his dead wife, his dead child, the people that he used to work with. Like all of it is just thrown at you and like never sticks anywhere and like doesn't cohere into a whole plot. But like if all you're caring about is Zin is bad guy defeated. Like, yeah, those things happen. Yeah. So, you
Yeah.
got a beginning and an end, I
You're
guess.
just there for the vibes.
Just there for that. But yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's like kind of, it's not bad. Like, you could watch it while you, like I said before, you could watch it while you're doing laundry, and it's like fine.
Yeah.
It's not intrusive. It's fine. It's like kind of enjoyable. It's dumb as fuck, and there's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of moose knuckle in
Yeah.
almost every episode to a confusing extent. But just, but like it's fine.
Truly.
It's fine. It's a 7 out of 10. It's fine. It's fine. Go watch it. Enjoy it. You can watch the movie if you want to. I don't know if the movie one is streaming. I think I bought, because I was dumb. I had a list of Ger's IMDb, and I was like, buying this, buying that, buying this, buying that. So I bought the Alien Tracker DVD. I'm sure it cost me like 2 pennies and an acorn. It wasn't very much. So if you wanted to watch it that way, you could. But
Exchange at the crossroads at midnight.
A man in a horse-drawn carriage will stop and ask you 3 riddles. If you answer them correctly, he will hand it to you. It's totally legit. I only gave him my firstborn child, but joke's on him. I ain't had one yet, so whatever. I never have to pay him. It's like, fine. So, I don't know. There's like, I had a thought and I lost it. I'm so mad about it. But until I'm sure watch next week, I like start off with like, here's my thoughts on the tracker. It's fine. It's fine. The show's fine. Watch it or don't. I don't care. Till next week, friends. I don't know. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. We're done. We're done.
Watch
now.
it. I don't care.
We're done.